All right, so I've been driving now for about 20 years, and during that time frame, I have joined probably close to a dozen different car clubs. And the car clubs have ranged from really small, from small town, couple dozen members, up to big national organizations that have several thousand members. And so during my tenure in these different car clubs, I've also held various board positions, ranging from treasurer, secretary, to show director, and even president of a couple of larger organizations. And so, with all this experience of being involved in car clubs over the last 2 decades, I felt that it'd be a great section of topics to cover here on the channel. And unlike the Tech Talk Tuesday, which is going to be a weekly video, these videos will pop up more sporadically over the course of the year, and they'll cover such topics as how to set up a car club and how to run a car club, what type of board members you need to have set up if you're going to get that formal, and how to set up events, where to have events, things of that nature. And so if there's anything specific that you'd like to know more about for respect to car clubs, go ahead and comment those in the comment section below, and I'll try to include as many of those topics in future videos on this subject. So for this first video on Car Club 101, we're going to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. Basically just a high-level overview of the pros and cons of car clubs, and for the most part, it's predominantly all pros. Car clubs are great. They're a great way to meet people and expand your automotive experience and just really enjoy your cars and get involved in the automotive community. I know for me, bouncing around the state, I've been able to meet a ton of new people that way. Car clubs have been instrumental in me meeting new friends and new people, and I just can't thank car clubs enough for that. And of course, there are all sorts of car clubs, ranging from vehicle-specific car clubs or more broader, with car clubs that covered various generations of cars or different types of car activities, whether it's groups of people that just want to go to car shows or do track days or road rallies or whatever else. And they're just a great asset. So of course, another benefit from car clubs is being able to, with expanding your automotive experiences, is being able to, if you get involved with even really large scale car clubs, is potentially meeting people at the automotive manufacturers that you like, and going to special VIP events, and a whole bunch of other potential benefits. And I have to say, the internet and Facebook especially have been a huge bonus on how to find the car clubs. Because I remember 20 years ago when I was first starting driving and the internet was still pretty new, that in order to find car clubs, I had to either go to events or go to my local auto parts store and ask around there, or if I saw a car running around the street, chase it down and talk to the owner. And it was a real hassle in order to find car clubs and car people that had similar interests. So over the time, of course, now with internet and Facebook, you can just go online and do a quick search for whatever type of car club you're looking for in wherever you're located. And there are literally thousands of car clubs all over the country. And I definitely recommend, if you're not involved in a car club, and it's a great thing to get involved in and meet new people and learn more about your cars, and huge resource for able to locate parts or find new events, new things to do, and they're just overall a really great experience. So I just outlined some of the benefits of being in a car club and some of the great things about it, and you're probably wondering, well, where's the bad side come into this? And the bad side is not necessarily a bad side. I've had both positive and negative experiences in this, but it comes around when you decide to become more involved in a car club to the point where you become a board member. And so board member is great from the perspective of you get to help shape the club and help potentially grow the club and steer the direction of where the club's going to go and what type of events you're going to do and things of that nature. And so from that, that's really great. But at the same time, there's a lot of work usually involved. And you have to go through and are working on setting up events and coordinating things and working with other people. And there's a lot behind the scenes that most people don't know, especially if they have never been a board member before. So of course, with all this work involved, it generally tends to be a thankless job, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I know if for me personally, I'm not driven by that type of gratitude and things of that nature, so it didn't bother me whether or not people were super responsive and positive about the amount of effort and work that I was putting into the clubs as a board member. But if you're the type of person that really wants that pat on the back and stuff for all the work that you get put into, you may or may not, depending on the group of people that you have in your club, may not get that type of gratitude. So it's just something to keep in mind when you are considering whether or not you want to run and become a board member of a car club. All right, so if becoming a board member is the bad side, then what's the ugly side? Well, that's what I'm just going to overall just lump into one topic that I'm going to call politics. From what I mean by that is we're talking about like where you have personality conflicts or people with different philosophies and visions for the club and which way it needs to go, how things are being handled within the club, a variety of topics like that. And that's where the ugliness can come out. And I've seen politics get involved, and to the point where at both a local level as well as a national level where clubs even go as far as splitting into two or just completely absolving. I've seen friendships lost over this, and unfortunately it's the ugly side of car clubs. It doesn't happen very often, and definitely not often enough that I would discourage people from getting involved in car clubs, because even to this day, after I've seen this happen several times and been involved in it a couple times, unfortunately, that I still join car clubs and still actively participate in car clubs just because of the benefits are so huge. And like I said at the beginning, most of my closest friends I've gotten over the years from being involved in car clubs. And there's so many benefits to being involved in them. It totally outweighs any potential negatives. And it just really expands the automotive experience and have so much more fun when you can share those experiences with like-minded people who have similar cars, similar interests, and you just go out, enjoy the cars, and have a great time. So I hope you liked this video. If you did, hit that like button down below. And as always, if you don't want to miss a single one of my uploads, hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. And I've also added a list of links down in the description below to the types of camera gear and equipment that I use to produce these videos. So if you're interested in any of those, go ahead and click those links down below. And as always, I will see you the next video.